squatting against the chain fence on the rooftop. I closed my eyes shut. The actions I took that day, the actions Mayuri took, the subject of my conversation with Kurisu, the subject of Nakabachi's interview. I try remembering each one as clearly as I can, pulling my memories outside of my head and sorting them. And then I try to simulate what actions I should take. I opened my eyes upon hearing Mayuri's voice.
Yoshi.
I take a deep breath and stand up. I had Mayuri fetch some things since she's faster on her feet than both Daru and I. Mayuri's breathing is normally even though she... Wait. Mayuri's breathing normally even though she went all the way to the lab and back in this heat. She rushes up to me with a triumphant smile, almost like a playful puppy shaking its tail. In her hands is a plastic stick, around 30 centimeters long. I take it and nod, satisfied.
いい働きだぞ、マユリ。
オカリンの役に立ててね。マユシーも嬉しいよ。あ、それとね、ついでにこれも。
What she presents to me while saying such is a banana. It looks like she's telling me to eat before I go.
それは何？バナナだよ。じゃなくて、そっちの棒みたいなやつ。
これは棒ではなく、剣だ。我がラボの発明品、未来ガジェット6号、サイリウムセーバー。
サイリウムセーバ
ー？赤色のサイリウムだお。アイドルや声優のライブには欠かせないんだな、これが。
だがただのサイリウムではない。セーバーというネーミングの通り、剣の形になっているため、スパークウォーズごっこも可能なのだ。
わー、すごい。
しかも同時に血のりを生成することができるぞ。先端部分のキャップを取り外せば、ドロリとした血が溢れ出す。
一体何を狙って作ったのかさっぱりわかんないけど。
よりリアルなチャンバラごっこができるじゃん。
全ては必然だったということだ。
やろうとしてることは分かった。その血のりをマキセ・クリスの血に見せかけるんだね。
いかにも。
Entranced by my own genius, I stuff my cheeks with banana. I'm a pure mad scientist after all. I put the xylem saber in my pocket. Since it's about 30 centimeters long, it sticks out a little, but I don't mind. I also put the stun gun Daru just bought into my pocket. With this, all preparations are complete. I give Suzuha a glance.
オカリンおじさん、もう一度あの日へ飛ぼう。7月28日へ。タイムマシンの燃料はあと1回往復する分しか残ってない。残るチャンスはただ一度だっていうこと。いける？
任せろ。俺が世界を変えてやる。
I get on board the time machine again with Suzuha. By the way, about what will happen if I meet the me that already returned once. In other words, the me that stabbed Kurisu to death. I already asked Suzuha beforehand. The conclusion is that we don't meet. The world line where I already killed Kurisu is minutely different from where we're time traveling to. Meaning time travel slightly changes the world line divergence ratio. Though of course, that value is still within the error range of the attractor field, so it can't make any concrete changes. but it's not like a parallel world. In the end, attractor field convergence causes it to become the same world line, deceiving the world and the first me by time traveling isn't meaningless.
おかり
Mayuri bends herself toward the hatch and gently strokes my cheek.
きっと帰ってきてね。
当たり前だ。
Yeah, we'll be back and we'll be victorious, I'm sure of it. Returning a smile, I thrust my thumb upwards. Daru and Mayuri see me off with words of encouragement as I close the hatch. Suzuha had already started to operate the time machine.
このミッションには未来の運命もかかってる。
Suzuha speaks while operating the buttons.
頼むよ、おじさん。
Without answering, I silently close my eyes. Strangely, my heart is very calm. No haste, no tension. None of the anxiety from the first leap. How many times have I failed till now? Feeding my ego, I've sacrificed many memories and hurt many people. Though I did undo each of those failures, they are firmly engraved into my memories.
お前が経験したわずか3週間の世界線漂流を否定してはいけない。なかったことにしてはいけない。
Everything has a meaning. Not a single thing was meaningless. I'm no longer afraid. I can't be afraid. To repay all those memories I sacrificed. I'm self-confident to be standing here at this moment. I will surely reach my goal. The unknown world line. The Steins Gate. The future is unknown, but that's how it should be. So there's no point in thinking about the future now. There's no point in wavering either. There's just one thing I should focus on. Saving Kurusu. The sensation of my back being pulled. Rainbow sparks start drifting around in my field of vision. Let's begin. This is the final crusade. I exit the time machine. An empty, dreary rooftop. A little bit away so I can... wait. A little bit away I can see the top of the station. This is the third time I've been here. Just one more. I simulate in my head what I should do now. Though my time restriction is fairly strict, I have no choice but to do it. No. It's been decided that I have to do it. That's what I tell myself. After waiting for Suzuha to break the lock, I rush inside like last time. Once again, I barely missed the first me and stop at the 7th floor. Last time I went all the way down to the 4th floor, but this time I didn't. I set my attention to the capsule toy area near the landing. There's this first thing I should do. Rainet Kakeru 3D character doll series. This is it. In this capsule toy machine, I managed to get the super rare Metal Upa. Without hesitation, I insert the 100 yen coin I prepared beforehand and forcefully turn the lever. A capsule falls out to the floor, or out of the door. Right as I pick it up,
わはー、ライネットだ
I hid my face in surprise. Mayuri's voice is getting closer. She's already coming? I heard her leave the place without making eye contact with Mayuri. Luckily, Mayuri was so entranced by the capsule toy machines that she didn't notice I was Okabe Rintaro. Going down to the 4th floor, I checked the contents of the capsule. Inside was the Metal Upa, the super rare Metallic Upa. I forcibly changed the sequence of prizes the capsule toy machine gave out, which means that what the first me gets is... The answer is obvious. I turned my head back to confirm. Kurusu was standing right behind me, just about to call out to me. She cowers in surprise when I suddenly turn around.
ねえ、あなたさっき屋上から。
俺はお前を俺はお前を助ける。
Leave everything to me.
どういうこと？
I say no more, because if I tell her everything here, Kurusu will no longer have a reason to talk to the first me. On the other hand, I need to leave the truth of trying to tell her something. If I don't, then after this, Kurusu won't have a reason to talk. Wait, take out the me who picks a fight with Dr. Nakabachi. I tap Kurusu's shoulder, and once again, run up the stairs.
ちょっと。
I run up to the 6th floor, and peek at how things are going on the 7th floor from underneath the stairs. When I look at the capsule toy machine again, instead of Mayuri, the first me is there, just not turning the lever.
ウーパだよ。
それはレアなのか？
レアじゃないけどね。すごく可愛いでしょ。マユシーはウーパのことが大好きなのです。
I changed the order after all. Meaning what Mayuri is signing now is just an Upa, not a metal Upa. And that means...
本日はドクター中鉢によるタイムマシン発明成功記念会見にお集まりいただき誠にありがとうございます。
The voice from the 8th floor mic announces the beginning of the presentation. The first me goes up the 8th floor. But without moving from this spot, Mayuri takes out a pen and starts signing the Upa. Just as planned. When Dr. Nakabachi immigrated from Russia on August 21st, he had the metal Upa that Mayuri had signed. If we exchange that metal for plastic, then it should get affected by the fire accident on Nakabachi's plane. The one question that remains is how exactly Mayuri's Upa got into the hands of Dr. Nakabachi. I keep peeking at Mayuri, nods with satisfaction after she finishes her signature, and jogs after the first me. She puts Upa into her coat pocket, or at least she tries to, but it doesn't go in. It falls down and rolls away. Mayuri runs up the stairs without even noticing. Upa fell all the way down to the landing. Did Nakabachi pick it up? Nakabachi is now upstairs in the middle of his lecture. He doesn't have an opportunity to pick it up. And then Kurusu comes up from downstairs. I hurry up and hide myself on the other side of the 7th floor landing. I was saved by the staircase's special shape. If it were shaped normally, I wouldn't have had an escape route. Kurusu goes up to the 7th floor without noticing me, notices the fallen Upa, and picks it up. I see. So Kurusu picked up the Upa from there. The butterfly effect. This casual event has a huge effect on Russian passenger plane fire 3 weeks from now. And that even causes World War III. Kurusu picks up Upa and worriedly looks around. Perhaps she's searching for the owner, but of course Kura doesn't know who Mayuri is. At this point in time, those two aren't even acquaintances. In the end, Kurusu puts the Upa into the envelope she's carrying and goes up to the 8th floor. Confirming everything so far, I head toward the passage on the 8th floor. At last, it starts for real now. I grip the Xylem saber and shake it silently, thus activating the red fluorescent paint inside. It will last about 10 minutes. It should get dim before Kurusu appears. I can clearly see what it is I should do. but the timing will be severe. I wonder how well I can dodge the agitated Nakabachi. That should be the most difficult part. If I mess up, then Kurusu will be killed.
何を恐れる。法音教魔。すべては、俺の思惑通りに行くに決まっているさ。
I talk to myself as if giving instructions.
オペレーションするのに不備はない。何せ、この俺が15年の時をかけて練り上げた計画なのだから、俺を信じる。この法王院教魔を信じる。
And I will definitely save Kurusu. I lay in wait in the same cardboard boxes as last time, close my eyes, and wait for that time to come. I hear the sparse sound of applause from the event hall, meaning I should be hearing footsteps soon. And, just as a thought, I see Kurusu with the same timing as when I waited last time. Leaning against the wall, she checks the contents of the envelope and faintly smiles. Now I understand why Kurusu is smiling. The Yupa inside. She's probably smiling at how adorable it is. It really doesn't suit you, Kurusu. I smile bitterly inside. My heart is calm even though I've already reached this point. Nakabachi's appearance is my signal to start. When he takes out his knife, I'll throw out the Asylum Saber. When I scare Nakabachi away and stun Kurusu, I can do both but brandishing the stun gun I prepared beforehand. That was my plan. The next set of footsteps resounds. Kurusu raises her head. I can't confirm it, but it's no doubt Nakabachi.
話がある。聞いてるの？パパ？
Every single word Kurusu mutters is the same.
それは何だ？
パパがタイムマシーンの発表会をすると聞いて、私も考えてみたの。タイムマシーンは作れるのかどうか。
A disquieting air drifts between the two of them. Nakabachi doesn't even try to hide his displeasure at all. Without a doubt, that's partly because of the complaint that the first me rose during the presentation. It's just about time for Nakabachi to lose his temper. Once again, I take the Asylum Saber in my hand. The glow is already dimmed. If I remove the cap at the tip, the fake blood will flow. What? I almost stopped breathing unintentionally. What happened? What? I bring the Asylum Saber to my eyes to check in detail. The fake blood inside has begun to harden. No. Strange. This shouldn't be happening. I was certain it should keep fluid for at least 30 minutes after the light goes out. A dud? Defective? That reminds me. We haven't actually used the Asylum Saber even once. Chemicals inside are single use, so it's a consumable item. Considering the lab's financial condition, we never used it, thinking it would be a waste. It's a disgrace to notice now of all times. And I didn't even bring a spare. Not as planned. The simulated scene in my head crumbles.
私は追放されたのではない。
I'm startled at Nakabachi's angry yell.
あの連中は私のレベルの高さに嫉妬するしか能がなかった。
そんな奴らに嫌気がさして私の方が見切りをつけたのだ。
怒鳴らないでよ。
Time won't stop for me. How do I recover from this situation now? It's impossible to leave this place. In just a short while, Nakabachi will attack his own daughter. If I come out after that, the result will just be the same as last time. I'll end up killing Kurusu again. That must be avoided at all costs. But then, just what should I do? Go back to the time machine and start again? No, that's no good. Suzuha already told me. There's not enough fuel to leap through time again. This is my last chance.
ねえ、久しぶりに会ったことだし、いろいろと話したいんだけど、パパは今、青森に住んでるんだっけ？
帰れ。さっさとアメリカに帰れ。二度と顔を見せるな。
でも、
何が意見が聞きたいだ。何が共同証明だ。本心ではそんなことこれっぽっちも思っていないだろうが。
I don't know if it's because I'm in a rush, but sweat won't stop running down my brow. My heart keeps beating like it does after exercise, and my breathing gets rough. I cover my mouth with my hand to suppress the sound of my breathing.
私は哀れんどるのか、それとも蔑んどるのか、娘の分際で。
何言ってるのよ。落ち着いて。
私は十分落ち着いておる。指図するな。
Nakabachi won't stop heating up. The same words, the same development, heading straight towards tragedy. Time, please stop. I beg you, quickly stop. Are you gonna really go? Are you gonna rely on God, Holy and Kyoma? But did you forget?
私が今日この場にお前を呼んだ理由を教えてやる。勝ち誇りたかったのだよ。お前に私の研究の偉大さを見せびらかすことでな。お前が絶望するほどの差を知らしめてやろうとしたのだ。
I will change the future. I will deceive the world.
なのにあの妙な若造のせいで全て台無しだ。そしてお前がそんな私を見て鼻で笑っていたのも知っているぞ。どこまで親をバカにすれば気が済む。
笑ってなんて。
この論文に意見が欲しいのか？意見ならここで言ってやる。この論文は私の名前で発表する。以上だ。
Forget about the cruel God. Forget about the will of the world. I will save Kurusu myself. I won't let her get killed again. I won't kill Kurusu.
まさか、パパ、盗むの？
なんだと？
私の論文、盗むの？そんなことだけはしない人だって思っ。
Kurusu's cheek is struck.
誰に対して口を聞いておるのだ。
It's finally started. Nakabachi puts his hands on Kurusu's neck. Kurusu's groaning of agony reaches my ears. There's still a way to prevent Kurusu's death. The puddle of blood I once saw spread underneath Kurusu's collapsed face down above. There's still one more way to reproduce that besides using fake blood. And that is a bet. To use the world's convergence against myself. But I don't know the odds of winning in this bet. And we're having at the unknown world line. Steins Gate.
お前に私の気持ちがわかるか。なぜお前はそんなに優秀なのだ。私はお前が憎い。存在そのものが疎ましいのだよ。私より優秀な人間などこの世にいてはならんのだ。わかるか。屈辱なのだ。娘が親より優秀でいい道理などない。だから遠ざけた。お前と親子だと思われるのが耐えられなかった。お前がいたせいで。お前のせいで。
No. Say no more. I am a mad scientist, surpassing God. What I desire is chaos. I don't need any predetermined future.
よせ
I slowly step forward from my covering. Nagabachi turns to my direction, stunned. Glimmering bloodshot eyes.
お前、さっきの。お前のせいで私の発表会は台無しだ。
Nagabachi's hand separates from Kurusu's neck.
よくも抜けと私の前に顔を出せたな。どいつもこいつも私の邪魔ばかりする。さてはお前、クリスと示し合わせていたな。そうだ、そうなんだろう。許さんぞ、ガキども。
Nagabachi takes the knife out of his pocket with bloodshot eyes. A blade reflecting cold light. Seeing that, I laugh provocatively.
やってみるがいい。
小僧、何者だ。
我が名は法王院教武。
何？
知らないなら覚えておけ。フェニックスの法王に院、そして凶悪なる真実で法王院教魔だ。俺は混沌を望む者、世界の支配構造を破壊する者、そしてお前の野望を打ち砕く者。
Kurusu gets up on wobbling legs while holding her neck.
断る。
I turn to Nakabachi with both arms spread, not even looking at Kurusu.
どうしたドクター中町。お前の威勢は口だけか。この俺を殺すのではなかったのか。もっとも神に等しい力を持つこの俺を殺すことなどお前ごときには無理だろうがな。
ふざけるな。
Nakabachi goes into a frenzy. He points his blade and rushes forward. At this rate, the one who will get stabbed to death is me. Nakabachi's expression is no longer normal. He's fallen into insanity. He's being controlled by his warped heart. He can't be stopped. In this case, or in that case, that impulse, I'll take it.
貴様には俺を殺すことはできない。絶対にな。
Bring it on, motherfucker!
死ね
The knife's sharp tip approaches before my eyes. Without removing my eyes from it, I take it. Damn it, Okabe. This is really risky. An intense pain pierces my abdomen. I feel the hard, cold blade pierce my body. I was stabbed. I was stabbed by that knife. Pain runs through my entire body, like my guts were being struck, like my guts were being stirred. The knife is pulled out, and a large amount of blood spills out of the wound. The taste of blood spurts throughout my mouth. I'm about to lose consciousness from all the pain. I'm about to lose consciousness from all the pain. My body's hot like it's burning. My vision blurs. I'm about to tumble down on the spot, but desperately endure.
ざまみろ。私を馬鹿にするからだ。
I take out the stun gun, and for show, activate the electric arc, causing Nakabachi to pale.
よくも。
I glare at him. I advance one step, and start feeling the urge to vomit from the back of my throat. Blood spews from my throat. But I still don't like Nakabachi out of my sight.
よくもやってくれたな。殺してやるよ、じじい。貴様もそっちの娘も全員皆殺しだ。動いちゃダメよ。
Kirusu rushes over to me. She clings to my body, supporting it.
横になって、今すぐ救急車を呼ぶから。
I just said, massacre everyone. So why is this woman running towards me? She's good-natured, even though she's a tsundere. Back when I was trying to save my Yuri, she was always the one who would support me.
お前は俺が助ける。
何を。
Chris's body convulses. Strength leaves the leg that had supported me. She collapses. I'm sorry for doing this. I apologize in my heart.
娘は後でたっぷりいたぶって殺してやる。中鉢、まずは貴様だ。
And then, Nakabachi throws away his knife with a pitiful cry. He retreats back 1 step, 2 steps. With the finishing touch, I push the switch on the stun gun once more, and finally, Nakabachi turns away. He runs towards the elevator deep in the passage. But he makes sure to pick up the envelope Kurusu dropped. The shrewd man. You know, for a man who was probably just stabbed really in the abdomen and is probably bleeding really hard, you did put up a good act, Okabe. Good job. I tried touching my stomach wound. Just with that, pain penetrates my whole body, and I fall on my knees. My consciousness is flying away from the pain. The blood won't stop. It keeps dripping. I kneel, and place both hands on the ground.
まだ足りない。
I stick my own fingers into my wound, wet with blood. I take a small breath, and just take the plunge. A devil pain runs through it. I can't bear it. I scream. I'm seriously going to faint, but I still keep opening my wound. The ground is stained more and more red.
おかりおじさん。
Suzuha rushes here.
その傷、何やってんの？何やってんのよ！バカ、よりによってこんな、失敗するなんて。おじさん。
何を勘違いしている。スズハ、この床を見て気づかないのか。 十分な出血量だ。そう思うだろう。
The thing I made there. It's...
血だまりが。
For the sake of deceiving the first me. For the sake of deceiving the world. The stage is set.
でも、これじゃおじさんが死んじゃうよ。
死ぬわけないだろうが、俺を誰だと思っている。狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、大い京馬だぞ。
おじさん。
Now stabbed in Kurisu's place. I made a puddle of blood on the floor, with my blood. If the world converges, then it's already predetermined that I won't die. The world desires not my death. My death is in 2025. That's fixed in this beta world line. That's my wager. I dared to provoke Nakabachi, and got stabbed on purpose. I didn't think it would hurt this much, though. If we reach the Steins Gate, that's an unknown world line, with a completely undetermined future. Of course, that includes the part where I won't die. How ironic. Even though it means I could die, I want to reach that world line. My lips silently warp into a smile, and I complete the finishing touches.
鈴葉、クリスの体を。
Suzuha lifts up Kurosu's body, which had fainted after being blasted from the stun gun. Then she lays her face down on top of the puddle of blood. Kurosu doesn't wake up. Unconscious. She stays perfectly still. But she's definitely breathing. I gently stroke her hair.
痛かったか。すまなかった。だが、お前を救うためだったんだ。たとえ、あの3週間の日々は、戻らなくても、お前に生きていてほしかったから。
Even if we reach the Steins Gate, even if Kurosu lives, even if I don't die, we will probably never meet again. Kurosu will go to a future where she doesn't become a lab mem. A future where we don't make the time leap machine together. But I'm still glad I was able to save her.
さよなら。
Please stay unconscious here for a while. If you don't, then we can't deceive the first me. I motion for Suzuha to pick up the knife, and I get up from blocking the wall.
作戦完了。これより帰還する。
おじさん、無茶しすぎだよ。バカにも程がある。
バカとは失礼だな。すべて計画通りだろう。
喋らないで。すぐに戻るから。8月21日に戻るから。なんとか G に耐えてね。ああ、くそ。せめて応急手当てができたらよかったんだけど。これにはそんなの乗せてないんだよ。
Pressure almost crushing my body. My wound throbs. I'm about to groan, but I bite my lip and bear it. Rainbow lights fill my vision. The time machine seems to come alive. Suzuha wraps my wound with a towel.
ねえ、おじさん。この先にはさ、きっとシュタインズゲートが待ってる。私もおじさんも、誰も知らない世界が待ってる。おじさんは生きていて、マキセ・クリスも生きていて、椎名真由里も生きていて、私は、2010年にタイムトラベルしてくることはなくて、第三次世界大戦が起きるかどうかはわかんない世界線だけど、セルンのディストピアが構築されるかどうかわかんない世界線だけど。
Someone's warm hand holds me. Tightly. Tightly.
未来にはさ、希望が満ちてるって信じられるような世界が待ってるよ。
I softly close my eyes. Breathing is painful. My pain slowly goes away.
そこに到達したら、きっと私は消える。一緒に、シュタインズゲートにたどり着いたことをお祝いすることは、で、ここで、お礼を言っておくよ。
The feeling of her grasping my hand gradually fades.
ありがとう。おじさん。死なないで。生きて。でさ。きっと7年後に。会おうね。
Yeah. See you then, kid. Let's go back. Back to August 21st, when Mayuri and Daru were waiting. There awaits the world, where the future is completely undecided. 1 month passed since then. My wound was pretty deep and required surgery. If the operation was just 1 hour late, I would have died from blood loss. The doctor laughed as he told me this. It wasn't a laughing matter. In the end, I stayed in the hospital for a month, and before I knew it, summer break was over, and it was fall. I was locked up in the hospital, so I'm strangely excited to be walking about Akiba after so long. I took a look around to see if Akiba's any different from how I remembered it, but there's no sign of any drastic change. It just seems like the Takimoa shops have increased. That might have happened. With a bitter smile, I thrust my hands into my pocket. A jingling sound reverberates, because inside there's a total of 8 pin badges. It came from Suzuha from some world line. Oh, it came from Suzuha from some world line. The Future Gadget Laboratories pin badge that Suzuha brought from the future. Back then, we frantically searched Akiba for it. When I was hospitalized, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to ask Dara to make them. And of course, the one we asked was the usual shady Western guy. The final product is slightly different than what Suzuha had, but it's pretty well done. I passed through the Yanagibayashi Shrine's arc and headed to the grounds. There in an EI pose, with a Japanese sword is Miko. In the quiet, empty grounds, the Miko carefully poses with the sword with closed eyes. It felt dignified and divine. Moreover, the Miko is a lovely girl who could catch the attention of 10 out of 10 people. But to be exact, that's not a Miko. That's not a Japanese sword. That's a fake 980 yen sword. And the one with the features of a beautiful girl is a guy. Rukugo lifts his head when he notices my footsteps.
Okabe-san!
Our eyes meet, and Rukugo rushes over in a hurry. His pupils are already wet and wavering.
今日、退院だったんですか？
ああ、そうだ。
そんな、すみません。僕、何も知らなくて。
知らなくて当然だ。教えていないからな。
でも、無事に退院できて、よかったです。僕、嬉しい。
My paternal instinct stimulated by that fleeting figure.
それを天然でやっているんだから、そりゃ鮮烈なコスプレデビューも飾るわけだ。ファンクラブまでできてるらしいじゃないか。
After many years of my ear's persuasion, one day, near the end of summer break, Rukugo finally gave in. It wasn't in time for Kamima, but at an early September cosplay event. He wore my Yuri's costume and made a striking cosplay debut. And in a flash, it went viral all over the net. Now if you look up pictures of Rukugo on the net, you'll get a huge amount of hits. He's being swarmed by fans, and sees a so-called trap as not just men, but women too. Mayuri told me each of these details about Rukugo. There are some things in this world you just can't understand.
正直、すごく戸惑ってます。
だが、お前のコスプレ姿、
無理です。岡部さんになんて、そんな、恥ずかしくて。
だが楽しかったのだろ？まゆりがそう言っていた。はい。成長したな、ルカ子。
He's accepted himself for what he is, and defeated his trauma. and even had fun doing it.
岡部さ、じゃなくて、京馬さんが教えてくれた、精神残魔流のおかげです。神道滅却、できました。
He's truly a brave disciple.
だがまだまだ油断するな。次なる目標は、精神残魔流の極意継承。それさえ得得すれば、お前は己の中に封印されている邪悪な炎に焼かれることもないだろう。その時こそ、首都秋葉原を守る巫女、漆原瑠香の物語は始まるのだ。
始まるって、何がでしょうか。
それは、叱るべき時が来たら教える。
I take out one of the pin badges from my pocket.
ラボメンナンバー006、漆原瑠香。お前にこれを授けよ
う。Rukugo nervously accepts the pin badge and tilts his head in confusion.
僕、ラボメンに、いつ入ったんでしょう。
その記憶は遥か彼方、あるいは、前世まで遡るかもしれない。
前世？
お前は、生まれた時からすでにラボメンだったのだ。故に、誇るがいい。
That wasn't an exaggeration, but the truth. But it's okay even if I'm the only one who knows. Rukugo most likely doesn't remember.
嫌か？
いえ、すごく嬉しくて。
He starts crying again.
僕、ずっと、京馬さんの研究所の仲間に憧れていて、でも、勇気がなかったから、言い出せなかったんです。ありがとうございます。
He bows his head.
それは世界にたったの8個しかない貴重なものだ。お前を最悪から守ってくれるマジックアイテムでもある。
そうなんですか？
だからなくすなよ。
Shyly nodding, Rukugo looks happy. That expression makes me oh goddammit.
お帰りなさいませ、ご主人様。
I pass through May Queen's door for the first time in a while, and Fire suddenly greets me.
今日は
She suddenly links arms with me. I get a little flustered when something soft touches my elbow, but instead I start sweating when I feel killing intent Tooth stares at Ferris's fan.
退院したのかにゃ？
ああ、地獄の底から蘇ってきた。
I pull myself away from Ferris and take a deep breath.
さすが法王院の血にゃ。不死鳥の名を抱くのは伊達じゃないにゃ。
Just like always, this woman makes her own backstories for people. For her to be the one in charge of Akihabara's redevelopment plan makes society seem a little irresponsible.
マユシーは今日はお休みだにゃ。
知っている。
I asked to be seated and order iced coffee.
そうそう、メイクイーンは2号店を出すことが決まったのにゃ。しかも中央通り沿いなのにゃ。すごいにゃ、すごいにゃ。
そうなのか。どうせ、再開発計画の責任者の権限を最大限に利用しているんだろ？
The recent explosion of Moe shops is also, without a doubt, due to this girl's intentions. I think she's getting a little too cocky.
今日まあ、これはやらなければいけない使命なのにゃ。萌えの力を今こそこの聖地に集結させることで、奴らの来たるべき大攻勢に備えてるのにゃ。
何？奴らか。俺が入院している間に、目覚めたというのか。
そうにゃ。京馬がいない隙を突かれたにゃ。奴らの負荷が先か、この町のメイド・オブ・エンブリオが先か、一刻を争うのにゃ。フェイリスもライネット AB の大会に出て必死でカルマの充電に努めてるけど、さすがに一人じゃきついにゃ。
What does she mean by karma? About a month ago, Ferris went to the Rhinet Axis Battlers tournament. Originally, she was the one in charge of Akihabara's redevelopment, a high school girl, president of the company founded by her father, head of the Akiba family. A popular maid at a maid cafe. That's Ferris, living with 3 to 5 trades at once. She should have been dreadfully busy, but in the end it looks like she just couldn't help herself. And she suddenly won at her first official tournament. She was in some sense an actress. Ferris seems even livelier than before, meaning she feels fulfilled by doing the things she likes to do.
狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、どうかお願いにゃ。奴らをこの町に近づけさせたら、すべてが汚れてしまうにゃ。
やむを得ないな。そういうことならば俺も、契約の履行をせねばなるまい。そうだ。これを渡しておこう。
にゃ。
I took a pin badge out of my pocket and presented to Ferris.
これは、京馬、いつの間にこれを手に入れたのにゃ。
入院している間に。
心の試練を乗り越えたというのかにゃ。やっぱり京馬は大した男にゃ。
I don't really get what's going on, but I'll just vaguely nod for now.
ラボメンナンバー007のピンバッジだ。どうしても俺の助けが欲しいときは、そのピンバッジを握りしめて、ラ・ヨダ・スタ・セラと唱えるがいい。
Ferris and I look at each other in the face and smile. Then high five.
ありがとにゃ。未来ガジェット研究所は秋葉の希望にゃ。今度遊びに行ってもいいかにゃ。
ああ、もちろんだ。誰も喜ぶだろ。
I returned to the lab. We had started to see an unexpected face there.
おう、岡部。おめえ退院したのか？
ええ。まあ。
Tenerji Yugo and I, father and daughter. And then, Kiryu Mooka. The Rounder, FB and his subordinate. The ones responsible for my severe pain and Mayuri's countless deaths. As usual, Nai hides behind her father when she sees me.
そうそう。紹介しとくぜ。
Manager points to Mooka with a jerk of his chin.
今日からうちでバイトすることになった子だ。
Mooka bows her head without saying anything. Her words are few like always, but she's not holding her phone anymore. So I guess that's a little better.
見ての通り不愛想なやつだが、よろしくやってくれ。
よろしくも何も、指圧師とは顔見知りですよ。
指圧師？誰だそりゃ。
I point to Mooka.
シャイニングフィンガー。彼女の能力名です。
Manager and Mooka completely ignore my words.
前にヘンプロの仕事で IBN5100 を一緒に探してくれた。
She sent a thank you mail for that when I was in the hospital. And with that, I found out that our relationship is like here in the Steins Gate.
ああ、例の幻の PC ってやつか？見つかったのかよ。
Mooka shakes her head.
ま、都市伝説みてえなもんだからな。
萌香はなぜブラウン管工房でバイトを？
Or perhaps, did the manager reveal his true identity to her? Mooka shouldn't know FB's true identity, though.
私が連れてきたんです。
Nai timidly speaks in a small voice.
それでお父さんに紹介したの。
なるほど。お見合いか。
バカかてめえ。俺が愛してんのは苗とブラウン管だけなんだよ。
お父さん。
それに苗が連れてきたんじゃねえ。正確には転んで怪我してた苗を解放してわざわざここまでついてきてくれたってわけだ。
萌香にそんな親切をする性質があったとは。
で、無職だっつうから、そんなら娘が世話になったことだし、うちで働けって話になったわけだ。まさか、うちの店でバイトを雇うことになるとはな。
前にも雇っていたじゃないですか。
あ？ 何寝ぼけたこと言ってんだ。うちはこれまでバイトを使ったことなんてねえよ。
Ah, I see. Suzuha worked here in the Alpha World line. It was the Suzuha that came from from the future where Suzuha worked here in the Alpha World line. It was the Suzuha that came from the future where CERN constructed a dystopia. Now in this world line, the future is different, so she didn't come. The days have been undone, huh?
ま、そういうことなら、よろしく頼むぞ、萌か。
A perfect opportunity. I took a pin badge out of my pocket and handed it to Moeka.
これは。
いきなりナンパか？うちのバイトに手出してんじゃねえよ。
ラボ面ナンバー005の証である、ピンバッジだ。いつでも2階にある我がラボを訪れるがいい。
Moeka looked closely at the pin badge.
ただし、IBN5100 を探すのには、もう二度と付き合わないからな。
釣れねえやつだな。手伝ってやれよ。
断る。この俺は忙しいのだ。
I'll pass grabbing the attention of the rounders again. Besides, those three will be happier if they don't find it. I end the conversation with a shrug of the shoulders and head to the stairs.
岡部君。
Moeka calls me to stop. I look back and Moeka shows a smile, however faint.
これ、ありがとう。
あ、
I don't hate them. I've already forgiven them. And since we've stopped studying time machines, we can just be good neighbors from now on. I have no intention to pry into their secret selves anymore. And I don't think they'll stop me. It's all up to them. But I feel like I helped alleviate Nai's grudge against Moeka. I walk into the lab at the same time the microwave oven makes a casual chime.
おかりー
While taking her juicy karage number 1 out of the microwave, Mayuri smiles brightly.
トゥットゥルーおかえり
もしかして、おかえりと、おかりんを合体させたのか？
ー前も言ったよ
Then Mayuri holds out the steamed karage.
おかりんも食べる退院祝いに1個あげる
I accept the gift of karage and stuff my cheeks. I don't know if it's because I've had nothing but crappy hospital food for a month. But it's so delicious, I want to cry.
その電子レンジはどこで手に入れた？
We disassembled the microwave we used for the microwave phone temp and threw it away. So I thought our lab was down a microwave.
ああ、それは僕が手に入れたんだお。
Dara's returnness suddenly pops out from the development room. Is he making some new future gadget?
買ったのか？
拾ってきたに決まってんだろ、上皇。直すのに苦労した。
ちょっと古いけどねまだ十分使えるよ
さすがスーパーハカー。その調子で、次の未来ガジェット作りも頼むぞ。
それよりおかりんひどいよ
Mayuri seems to have remembered something as she makes a pouty face.
今日どうしてマユシーに一言も言わずに退院しちゃったのマユシーとダルくんで病院に行ったらもう退院しましたって看護師さんに言われちゃったんだから
ナースエロかったよ、ナース。僕がオカリンの代わりに入院したかった。
マユリ、お前は俺の保護者になったつもりか？ずいぶん出世したな。だが勘違いするな。お前はあくまで俺の非保護者だ。
おしめのお世話もしてあげたのに。
What? You had a diaper? After the operation, I couldn't move my body, so my mother and Mayuri heroically nursed me. Even though it was her summer break, Mayuri would come to my hospital room every morning and take care of me. Honestly speaking, I'm thankful for this childhood friend of mine. This girl always spaces out and seems like she needs to be taken care of, but she's actually really strong.
幼馴染の女子高生におしめの世話してもらうとか。羨ましすぎだろマジで。それなんてエロゲ？
Dara should seriously die once. I tapped Mayuri's head.
今度、ジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを買ってやる。
ほんと？ありがとう、オカリー。頑張ってお世話してあげた甲斐があったよ。
Seeing the innocently happy Mayuri makes me breathe another sigh of relief. Mayuri is living like this. This short, optimistic childhood friend of mine was killed over and over, right before my eyes. The days I kept struggling to prevent that become undone. But they weren't futile. If the same thing happens again, what will I do? Will I just accept reality this time? Or will I create another device to leap through time and save her? I won't know until that time comes. Nothing in the future has been decided. In any case, Mayuri is here. That means everything to me now.
ほら、これ。
I give Mayuri and Daru the Lab M002 and 003 pin badges.
わあ、かわいいね。
おお、ついに完成したん。
Mayuri immediately pins the badge to her chest and spins to show it off.
これから毎日つけておかなきゃ。そうしないとラボに入れてもらえないもんね。
Nobody really made that rule, but whatever.
でも、オカリー、マヨシーはこのピンバッジのデザインを見せてもらった時から、一つだけわからないことがあるのです。
なんだ？
文字が書いてあるでしょ？ OSH MKUFA 2010って、岡部、椎名、橋田、それと漆原、フェイリス、ここまではわかるんだけどね。その他の M と K と A って誰のことなの？
あ。
M for Makise, K for Kiryu, A for Amane. But the current Mayuri couldn't understand. They were lab mems in the world line that disappeared and was undone. But I don't tell that to Mayuri or Daru. Especially who the last A is. They wouldn't believe me even if I told them. I mean, it would be kind of irritating to tell Daru, somehow you make a daughter. Anyway, since it's Daru, if he were to learn that truth...
僕の嫁となる人は誰なんだろう。ロリ顔の貧乳で、髪は金髪ツインテールで、性格はツンデレで、デレモードの時はすごく甘えてくるエロい子っていうのを個人的に希望。おい。
He'll undoubtedly start imagining something gross like that. Back then, while grasping my dying hand, Suzuha said,
そこに到達したら、きっと私は消える。一緒にシュタインズゲートにたどり着いたことをお祝いすることはできないはずだから、ここでお礼を言っておくよ。ありがとう、おじさん。死なないで、生きて。
And right after we got back on August 21st, right before my eyes, the time machine was enveloped in rainbow light and disappeared. Suzuha had disappeared along with her last smile. That was evidence. Proof that I had reached the Steins gate. so I shouldn't be sad that she disappeared.
でさ、きっと7年後に会おうね。
I don't know what the future will bring. So there's still the possibility that Daru will fail to get married, and Suzuha won't be born. But still, I believe that we'll meet again in 7 years. And then, I will give her the pin badge. Until then, LabMem 008 will be a missing number. So, I'll keep this pin badge in a safe spot. I aimlessly go to town by myself, because I wanted to get a better look at the world line of Steins Gate. But I can't find a single trace of any large deviations after all. 4. When Ferris's D-mail made all of the Moe shops in Akiba disappear entirely, that was clear evidence the world had changed. Feeling unsatisfied, I look up to Radio Kaikon. Obviously, there wasn't any hole, nor was there a satellite lodged in. It's open today, like usual. When I arrived at the world line, right after seeing Suzuha disappear, the first thing I asked Mayuri and Daru was there any recent murder incident at Radio Kaikon? While panicking upon seeing me drenched in blood, they answered that no such incident had occurred. While waiting there for an ambulance, Daru lent me a shoulder and I saw it on my phone through one SCG. News that Dr. Nakabachi emigrated to Russia, and during the flight a fire broke out in a jumbo jet he was riding. On the other side of the LCD, Nakabachi was terribly agitated. His disappearance of bloodshot eyes, spattered spit when he yelled, surprised me when its resemblance to his appearance at Radio Kaikon's passage. To me, his unintelligible ramblings was the sign of Operation Skull's success.
ふざけるな！おい、ふざけるな！火災だと？こんなバカなことがあるか！人類の未来に関わる重大な論文が燃えてなくなってしまったのだぞ！悠長にインタビューなどしている場合か！ロシアン航空は絶対に許さん！あの機に乗っていた乗員は全員ぶち殺してやる！金の問題ではない。いいか、もう一度言うぞ。人類の歴史を塗り替えるほどの論文が燃えてしまったのだ！くそー！なぜ私はスーツケースを貨物室などに預けてしまったのだ！自分で持っていればこんなことには。
The subtle change to what were the contents of that thesis.
タイムトラベルだ！過去から未来までのあらゆる時空を支配することさえ可能な発明だったのだ！
The screen immediately returned to the studio, where a female announcer continued.
などと意味不明なことを話していました。繰り返します。ロシアに亡命したドクター中鉢氏こと牧瀬正一氏がモスクワのドモジェドボ国際空港に到着直後、ロシア当局に拘束された模様です。なお警視庁は7月28日に秋葉原で起きた傷害事件で牧瀬氏を重要参考人として調査中だったとの話もあり、
Now nobody will listen to Nakabachi. For argument's sake, let's say even if Nakabachi still remembers the contents of the Nakabachi thesis, and writes down another thesis, the being known as Makise Kurusu wouldn't allow it. Since the scientific society undoubtedly trusts the daughter more than the father, she has the ability to deter Nakabachi. At the very least, World War III won't break out over the Nakabachi thesis. I haven't met Kurusu. Apparently Kurusu reported that I was stabbed to the police, but currently, it doesn't seem the search for the missing victim has progressed any. I heard from Daru that no other murder cases occurred on Radio Kaikon, and after doing some research, I couldn't find any deadly incidents in the Akiba area on that day. So without a doubt, Kurusu is still alive, but I haven't contacted her, nor gone to meet her. Currently, Kurusu and I have no relationship beyond exchanging a few words at Radio Kaikon, and I was hospitalized in her place, so I couldn't go meet her even if I wanted to. Kurusu said in August she'd go home to her mother's place in America. She said that in the awful world line, but at any rate, she got horribly betrayed by her own father. She shouldn't have any reason to stay in Japan now. I thrust my hand into my pocket. 2 pin badges remain there. One of them is Lab Mem 001's, or in other words, mine. The remaining badge, for Lab Mem 004, will most likely never reach her. But Kurusu lives. And that's enough for me. One time I sacrificed Kurusu's life. One time I stabbed Kurusu to death. But now, I was able to save Kurusu. Those 3 weeks I spent with Makise Kurusu, I, and only I, will remember them. I won't forget them. So, I don't need anything else at all. Right, Kurusu? I don't know how the future will turn out. A war might break out. CERN might successfully develop their time machine and construct a dystopia onto the world. But at least, neither has been decided. The future's creation starts now. Not just me, not just Kurusu, but every single person. So watch. Wherever in this wide world you may be, I fasten my own pin badge to my chest. I walk forward. I walk among the crowds of shoppers, staring straight forward. Kurusu. There she was. She should have gone back to America. She, who's merely my acquaintance.
やっと会えた。
That voice. That face. That hair. Those eyes. Makise Kurusu was there. The same as ever.
あなたをずっと探していました。あの時、助けてくれたあなたをずっと私、一言お礼が言いたくて、どうしてもあなたに会いたくて、本当にありがとう。あなたが無事でよかった。
Moved to tears. Kurusu's figure was radiant. After being sealed for so long, her loveliness overflows all at once. I, too, was so happy I wanted to cry. To hide my embarrassment, I put my phone to my right ear.
俺だ。なぜ彼女がここにいる？俺のリーディングシュタイナーは反応しなかったというのに、何？俺が守れだと？やれやれ。勝手なことを言ってくれる。それが、シュタインズゲートの選択か。エル、プサイ、コングルー。
I closed my phone and cleared my throat. I don't know what to say. Kurusu was still looking at me with fawning eyes. So I...
また会えたな、クリスティーナ。
いや、だから私はクリスティーナでも女子でもないって言ったろ。
Now I'm lost for words for sure. Why does the current Kurisu know that? Those are words I'd use to tease Kurisu. Whenever I would call her those things, Kurisu would strongly deny me. Those were two meaningless, yet familiar nicknames. Names only I'd called Kurisu. Names that Kurisu would retort to, only when I used them. Names that I had yet to use that day we first met on Radio Kaikon. So there's no possible way that the Kurisu before my eyes, that the Kurisu of this world line, should know.
あれ？私、今、ふっと頭の中に言葉が浮かんで、どうして？
It seems Kurisu didn't understand why she muttered those words herself. She stares at me, bewildered. That's why I notice. Reading Steiner is something everyone has. The world line changes, reconstructing the past and future. Memories accumulate. Everyone just forgets, but when given the chance, perhaps they can remember. Those forgotten days of those 3 weeks. The memories you and I had spun.
ようこそ、我が助手、マキセ・クリス。いや、クリスティーナ。
I take Labmam 004's pin out from my pocket. Nobody knows the future. That's why, just like this reunion, an infinite number of possibilities exist. Holding back my tears, I gently hand the pin badge to Kurisu.
これが、シュタインズゲートの選択だよ。
Well, that was Steins Gate. I can see why that of the 3 games that are made by 5PB and Nitro Plus, this one is considered the better one. Or, at the very least, the best one, as far as I've seen. That was great. That was really great. I know I've spent pretty much a good amount of time getting all these out, but for anyone who actually stuck around for at least most of that time, I want to thank you right now. Thanks for sticking through this with me. This was definitely a fun experience. Well, thanks for sticking around. I may or may not do something else after this. It's actually more of a game than a book, but you know, I'll have to wait and see. So yeah, anyway, thanks for sticking around for me with this. I hope everybody has a good day. See ya.